Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart, and we're in Bentonville, Arkansas. The birthplace of Walmart. All started here with this store back in the 1950s, and really you could say the rest is history. But as time has gone on, technology has continued to evolve to play a big role in jobs. But what does all of that mean for the future, and which lines of work could be impacted the most?
My whole life I prepared my son to lead humanity in the fight against the machines.
It seems like robots have jumped from our imagination in the movies into our real lives. Walmart now using robots in dozens of its stores to scan items. And we all know about companies like Uber working on self-driving cars. While rideshare drivers and cashiers might have to worry about robot competition, should we all be fearing a takeover? It does look like something out of the Terminator.
It is quite strong. They're very fast. This is actually running at very limited speed right now. They're capable of running at speeds up to 25 miles per hour.
Aaron Wright works for United Robotics in Springdale, Arkansas.
Every day I travel the country. Some of these folks are almost in tears because they're saying, I can't find people to do this work. I can't find people that want to do this job.
He sells robots across the country that can weld, move material, and do it fast.
As much as I hear politicians say or rail about job creation, the jobs are there, but there's a lot of folks that are having trouble to find the people that will do a repetitive job.
There's this fear of robots. Do you feel that that's a real fear people should have?
People should not have that fear because, like I said, very rarely does somebody get sent home. If you're a good employee and you're showing up on time and you have the desire to work and learn, more skills as related to your job, typically those people are dedicated to something else within the facility.
When you see where it is now, what do you see in 20 years?
Where it's more commonplace and where you're having these do more and more jobs that allow people that are, humans are still very amazing. They have hands, opposable thumbs, minds, things, all that. So they are very adaptable. So I see the machines doing the things that we're not really content with doing.
Well, the unemployment rate, that is a big part of the conversation when we talk about jobs. Right now, it's about 4%. It's been about that throughout 2018. But how exactly is the unemployment rate calculated? Cartoonist Nick Rofferzo and Newsy's Eugene Daniels show us that it's about more than just who's collecting benefits.
Unemployment is a really important indicator of how successful the country is and how our economy is doing. And politicians love to bring up the monthly unemployment report, but how does the government even measure unemployment? If you think the government just looks at how many people are getting unemployment benefits and calls it a day, you'd be wrong. Since 1940, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has collected monthly employment information using household surveys. Each month, 60,000 households are interviewed, either in person or on the phone about their employment. That gives the government access to about 110,000 folks a month. Interestingly enough, they never ask, hey, are you employed? Instead, the questions are more activity-based. Questions like, last week, did you do any work for either pay or profit? The answers from those questions are thrown into a computer, and then you're classified in one of three categories: employed, unemployed, or not in the labor force. The definitions are pretty self-explanatory. People with jobs are employed, anyone who doesn't have a job is available for work and looking for a job is unemployed. Those who don't have a job and are not looking for one aren't in the labor force. The labor force is the sum of the employed and unemployed, and our unemployment rate is a percentage of unemployed people in that labor force.
When we return, we're headed back to eastern Kentucky's coal country to meet a town full of people who aren't waiting for that industry to come back. Instead, they're forging their own paths to a new career. This is The Race.